And now, this world shall know pain.
Right anime, wrong villain, my boy. And what you think you're doing up in my chair? You got the wrong freaking idea there, bruh. Seriously. Alright. Welcome back to Time Guide DBZ, folks. I'm your host, Vinny, and today, as y'all can clearly tell by my attire, we are actually doing a final, freaking not final, but we are finally doing a death battle reaction this week, and this one's a big one. It's Madera versus Aizen, Naruto versus Bleach. This is a death battle that, quite frankly, is gonna be, it's a battle of the anime bosses. These two are really big ones, like, especially Madera. I would think, like, you know, in the whole grandeur, I don't really know about Aizen too much to really take a grand gesture at it all, but because I've never actually sat down and watched Bleach, I think I might actually be considered it after this death battle. Fun fact, a lot of the things that I got into were because of death battle. Like, I watched death battles and I was like, okay, I'm intrigued by that. Mortal Kombat even. Mortal Kombat, I first started watching, like, death battles between, like, Shao Kahn versus M. Bison and Sector versus Fulgor. It's definitely cool to just see these characters, these pop culture characters that we watch, you know, come to the screen and actually face off in the death battle to the bitter end in a hypothetical anyway. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started into that. With that said, we're going to go ahead and get into the heat of this. So, I don't know what they'll be doing with Madara and if they'll be covering 6 pads, but I don't know. Because that was such a temporary transformation, I wouldn't say that would be added to his roster, but they, you know how they do it. But anyway, we're going to get started in 3, 2, 1. Begin. Are you kidding me? What the? Okay, alright, there we go. Never mind, we got it. I'm just freaking out for a second. Alright.
Madera Uchiha, the legendary messianic shinobi from Naruto.
Messianic? What?
Sosuke Aizen, the Soul Reaper who stood upon the heavens from Bleach.
We may dream of glory, but these two have the will to power to take it by force and claim a seat among the gods.
They're the biggest, baddest anime bosses around, and not even death can stop them. Ghost versus zombie. Let's go.
Ghost versus zombie.
I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to
They're
analyze
talking
their
about Madara
weapons,
on that
armor,
one.
and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Oh, they're going back to the animations for this one. Okay, I got you.
Endless destruction, countless
Naruto.
dead,
Oh.
a plot to conquer the
Right.
planets. The ninja world was at war.
For the 4th time,
Yep.
only one man could save humanity from itself, from beyond the grave.
The same
Oh,
man who
yep.
orchestrated this war
There
in
you
the first
go.
place in order to end all wars forever. Madara Uchiha.
From birth, war was the only thing the young Madara knew, and there was no ninja he liked fighting more than Hashirama Senju. They're basically ninja Romeo and
Basically.
Juliet.
Belonging to opposing
5'10".
clans, Madara
All right.
and Hashirama were forced to
I beat him
battle
by
each other
height,
for
by like
years,
4,
all
yeah,
the while
4
dreaming of
inches.
a better future.
Their bromance eventually
Formerly
overcame
the
their
Uchiha
clan's
clan.
differences, and the two groups merged, creating the village of Konoha.
But Madara wasn't
Konoha
satisfied with
Directory,
Hashirama's dream of peace through
don't know.
cooperation. He desired an immortal peace through total domination.
Everyone else thought that was crazy, so he bounced. And
Is
then
that
he came
though?
back to
But, you
wage
know,
war
like, because
against the
people don't
village
really
he
seem to
helped build.
maintain peace
Well,
for
that
long
didn't last
periods
long,
of
huh?
time.
Madara's megalomania was perhaps faded, considering he is in fact the reincarnation of the demigod Indra Otsutsuki and the inheritor
Hold on,
of
guys.
his
We
immense
got. All right, guys. So we're back. Sorry about that.
Physical and spiritual energy that makes ninja magic. Madara specializes in fire and
He's
wood
got a
style
Junbai,
jutsu, which
comma,
just seems
sword,
irresponsible
fire
to
style,
put those together
Hashirama
like a gender reveal
wood
party
style
waiting to
jutsu.
happen.
His wood
Storm
is
style,
especially
lightning,
impressive,
light fang.
considering it's the only style of elemental jutsu that can create life. Why are you looking at me like that?
Madara can even use his
What's
Gunbai to
that?
absorb ninjutsu and return it right back
Yeah,
to
don't
sender.
even.
You know you're a badass when you can take on armies with just a friggin' fan.
Madara has torn apart
Gunbai,
hordes
yeah.
of ninja without breaking a sweat.
Some
taken a
giant
beating from
metal
every
fan, too.
tailed beast at once, and
Yep.
even defeated the 5 Kage, some of the strongest shinobi in the world.
The Raikages even stated to be fast enough to move at light speed. And even weaker ninja like Orochimaru have dodged literal photon beams.
But Madara's greatest tool is the one born from his very bloodline, the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. These magical eyes massively enhance his perception down to the
Sharingan
cellular level,
perception, yeah.
allowing him to predict movements, see the
Perfect
flow of
Susanoo
chakra,
dual
and summon the
swords.
mighty perfect Susanoo.
The Sharingan can also cast a genjutsu that'll trap anyone that looks at it in an illusion, and even break them out of those same illusions.
In Sasuke's case, even one's as strong as Itachi Tsukuyomi, which can warp your perception of time. Itachi used it on a fellow Uchiha and made her live out her entire life in the span of 1/100th of 1/1000th of 1/1,000,000th of a second.
And when she died in the illusion, she died for real. If Sasuke could break out of it, Madara could too, easily.
And after grafting some of Hashirama's cells onto himself, he
Would always have a piece of his Romeo inside him. This is my ship, Wiz. Stop looking at me like that.
He not only gained a healing factor strong enough to regenerate from having half his body vaporized, but also the terrifying Rinnegan.
AKA the big chungus of all eye magic. The ringy
Yeah.
eyes let Madara absorb chakra
David
and
Path,
ninjutsu,
Human Path,
create invisible
Spread.
limbo clones, see and remove your soul from your body, and summon giant-ass meteors, as if he needed any more fucking powers.
While the Rinnegan lacks some of the Sharingan's unique abilities, he can switch between them at will.
After tearing the ninja world a new asshole, Madara was finally defeated in a climactic battle for the ages by his BFF, and thus the life of a legendary shinobi came to an end in the arms of his one true love. Or did it?
Nope.
All right, this is gonna get pretty crazy, but just bear with me. Fearing a defeat in battle, Madara set a time-delayed jutsu that would posthumously rewrite reality and bring him back to life. And it worked! So Madara tricked another Uchiha, Obito, into witnessing his best friend murdering his other best friend. Then he tasked Obito with manipulating the world into another war. Meanwhile, he gave his own Rinnegan to Nagato with the goal of getting it back after he was brought back to life the second time with the outer path because he died again. Make sense?
Ah, that'll never work.
Because he died again.
You're right, it didn't! So Obito went out and got the Rinnegan back from Nagato's corpse, because he died. Then Kabuto brought Madara back to life, and he got his eyes back from Obito after some backstabbing. Then he sealed the awakened Ten Tails within himself in order to gain ultimate power and create the world's greatest nap time ever!
God, he had to
Look what
breathe.
you people have done to him.
Look,
You'd
that's not
think
our
Ten
fault.
Tails'
That's
power
his.
would be awesome, but those stinky 8 balls of doom are so lame.
Don't let their size fool you. These truth-seeking orbs are in another league. The Ten Tails is strong enough to wipe continents off the map, and the orbs can be shaped into weapons that will completely disintegrate anything they come into contact with. Not even ninja resurrected through Edo Tensei like Minato could regenerate limbs lost to the truth-seeking orbs, which means they had to erase his literal spirit itself.
Madara's power was so insane he was considered comparable to the original Sage of Six Paths, the dude who helped create the friggin' moon.
And when Madara created meteors, they were large enough to show up against the curvature of the Earth. Measuring their size and estimating the height at which Madara lifted them, they'd have to possess a potential energy of at least 372 petatons of TNT.
Whoa.
He was even fast enough to keep up with 8 Gates Guy, who kicked hard enough to bend space. Madara even has an attack where he hawks light speed loogies.
Considering even base Madara has displayed speeds on par with Light Timing Ninja, we know Ten Tails Madara would have to be significantly faster thanks to the Ten Tails' power.
With virtually
And his
no one
shadows,
left to
like, you
oppose
forget
him,
about his
Madara's
shadows
blood
when he
was
has, like,
finally in
both of
the
his
endgame.
Rinnegan.
He awakened the Rin Sharingan.
Hopefully they
and when
explain
the
that, I
god
don't know.
tree summoned, he cast the infinite Tsukuyomi,
Successfully
spreading the
cast the
tree's
infinite
roots
Tsukuyomi,
across the
summoned
entire
it.
planet and capturing every single person in the world. This would enslave all of humanity in an endless dream world, free of conflict forever. Peace through total domination.
Manipulating this tree with his chakra would have involved physically spreading its roots through and around the entire Earth in mere moments. Estimating the tree's mass and the speed at which the roots were moved, his chakra must have released an energy exceeding 1 yotaton of TNT.
And this was with just one jutsu. Is there a character that could possibly even touch Madara Uchiha?
Kishimoto himself didn't even know. Madara's power was so overwhelming, the only thing that could take him down was treachery.
Even the man with the magic eyes couldn't see that coming.
All that was left was his old friend Hashirama, there to comfort him in his final moments.
Just like Romeo and Juliet. For never was there a story of more woe than this of Hashirama and his Mata Bro. I read it in iambic pentameter.
Is there a gas leak in here?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Now the real fun begins.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Soul
That's actually
Society
going to be kind of
was in
difficult to
chaos.
counter up against. So
Shinigami
let's
was
see
sent
if
to
Aizen's
execute
got anything
under
like that.
suspicious circumstances. A band of humans from the living world had invaded to save her, and Sosuke Aizen, captain of the 5th Division of the Gotei 13, was dead. Murdered.
What dastardly mastermind could have been behind all this? He'd have to be a galaxy-brained 5D chess master.
The man responsible was, in fact, Sosuke Aizen.
Little is
himself,
known about
so
the
he
man's
killed
past,
himself.
only
Wow.
that he isn't a man.
Sosuke
A
Aizen,
human man,
hundreds of
but
years
a soul
old.
reaper.
These Shinigami are spiritual beings who
6'1".
ferry lost
Oh,
souls to the
6'1", okay.
afterlife and purify those
tall.
who have turned evil in the living world.
They're
Shinigami,
badass anime
former
wizard
captain of
Grim
the
Reaper
Gotei
swordsman.
13's
Though
Fifth
Aizen
Division,
himself
former
was hardly
leader
that
of the
cool. I mean, just look at those
Used to
glasses.
teach calligraphy.
Dork.
But this Clark Kent was harboring a secret. Aizen had spent years attempting to develop the means to ultimate power, ruining the lives of many of his colleagues via his twisted experiments.
Oh, so when Aizen does it, he's a supervillain. But when you do it to me, it's shut the hell up, Boomstick. You're under NDA, and I know about the stuff you've done.
As a Shinigami, Aizen's body is made of Reishi, being spirit matter, and empowered by Raryoku, being spirit energy. Entities made of Reishi are completely invisible to anyone without specific supernatural awareness, though a Shinigami's body is still tangible and can be damaged normally.
And with his Raryoku energy, Aizen can create incredibly powerful blasts. He's so strong, weaker beings will literally disintegrate if they get too close to him.
This is due to
Dang.
his Reiatsu, a localized spiritual pressure exerted as a result of his enormous power.
He also knows tons of Kido, or spells. He can create force fields, bend the light around him to
Invisibility,
make it
ratio,
impossible to
manipulation,
detect, fire
incredible
concentrated
abilities,
bolts of lightning, and absorb the energy from his surroundings to make giant-ass energy dragons.
Perhaps
I
his
don't really know a
deadliest
lot
Kido
about this.
is
I'm assuming they're like
Kuromitsu.
ki and
After
energy
an
and stuff like that.
extensive
So, you know.
incantation, Aizen surrounds his target
Kinda like
in an
hockey or
enormous black
pressure or
coffin
something like that.
distorts
There's
space
lots.
and time and tears its victims apart.
Aizen's plotting finally
Dang.
came to fruition during the invasion of the Soul Society, where he faked his death using his greatest weapon, his Zanpakuto, Kyoka Suigetsu.
A Shinigami Zanpakuto is a magical sword that possesses a sentient spirit. Kyoka Suigetsu gives Aizen complete control over his victim's senses the instant they lay eyes on the sword. This complete hypnosis traps its victims in a nearly perfect illusion that Aizen can manipulate at will, making himself virtually immune to attacks while his opponents are sitting ducks.
It's so strong that it kept a group of ex-Soul Reapers known as the Visored trapped for over 100 years without them even knowing it. It's one of the most
Dang.
broken powers ever and the definition of anime bullshit.
But it was all worth it when he perfected his ultimate creation, the Hogyoku, an immensely powerful reality-warping device that, quote, materializes the user's wishes.
In Aizen's case, it realized his desire to become the strongest being in the universe. With it, he can heal any of his wounds, even when half his body is vaporized. And more importantly, it exponentially increases his power over time through evolution by turning him into a horrifying butterfly monster man.
A being eventually strong enough to dethrone and replace the Soul King, the deity that controls the cosmic balance. Even a minor disruption to the Soul King's influence led to the three worlds of Earth, the Soul Society, and Hueco Mundo to start physically collapsing.
Then it implied that the Soul King has to be outputting enough energy to hold all these places together at all times.
Considering each should be roughly the same size, this would require an energy of over 140 zetatons of TNT.
Aizen is
Damn.
powerful enough to vaporize mountains as a side effect of a sword swing. His casual energy blasts can disintegrate huge chunks of the earth, and he can take on armies with just his Reiatsu alone.
He even defeated the rest of the Gotei 13 without so much as breaking a sweat.
So he should be way stronger than Soul Society heavy hitters like Kenpachi, who sliced this 120-kilometer wide asteroid to pieces.
That's roughly the width of Great Britain. An asteroid of this size would have to carry a kinetic energy of at least 44 petatons of TNT.
And Aizen was so badass, he literally transcended other Shinigami in power. He was in a whole other dimension from the rest of them.
Until he fought Ichigo Kurosaki.
The battle we've all been waiting for. Way before this in the Soul Society arc, Ichigo was already as fast as lightning. And by this point, after all his power boosts,
Oh, God, we got an ad, folks. We got an ad. Okay, we're back.
Characters like this lady can dodge light beams.
Though their fight was epic, Ichigo had transcended the Shinigami as well, and even Aizen himself. Feeding upon his insecurities, the Hogyoku abandoned Aizen, who was quickly defeated and imprisoned within the bottommost level of the Soul Society's prison. Aizen was left alone. His great power he sacrificed so much to achieve was gone forever.
Or was it? Somehow he ended up getting even stronger than before. But what made him so strong? Could it be the chair?
It's not the chair. It could theoretically be due to the chair's restraints keeping his Reiatsu from properly releasing, building it up within him until he was stronger in base than he was at his previous max.
Nah, it's definitely the chair. And since the chair could still hold him after he got stronger, wouldn't that make it even stronger than him? Even stronger than the Soul King? All hail the mighty Chair-sama, most powerful being in all of Bleach. He even managed to hold his own against the Quincy warlord Yuha, who absorbed the power of the Soul King himself. He even used Kyoka Suigetsu to trick him. And Yuha's a dude who can literally see every possible future all at the same time. All according to Keikaku, bitches!
And after standing among the gods themselves, Aizen returned to captivity and pondered the meaning of his existence.
Even trapped in a prison, sealed off in a different dimension with a 20,000-year sentence, he remains the most dangerous being in the world.
Who knows what schemes are brewing behind those cold, calculating eyes? No compassion, no empathy, only the drive for power.
No one has ever stood at the top. Neither you nor me. From now on, I alone will stand at the top.
Strange.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
But first, if you want the confidence of an anime supervillain, check out Bleach.
Okay. So, this is honestly very tricky to say the least, because it sounds like from the ending of Bleach, it sounds like Aizen's full power in, like, during his final battle is apparently now less than his base form present. So, or his base power now. So it's like, I don't know. Like, I'm wondering though. Like, the power, see, that's the tricky thing about Sharingans and all these other different abilities. Like, these broken anime powers are so freaking all across the board. It's ridiculous. You don't really know which can counter which. And I presume because Madera can sense things too, and I'm pretty much every anime character in action I've heard of, like I've seen so far, has been able to sense beings. So I don't necessarily think that Madera won't be able to keep up with Aizen. I think the deal is he's got to watch out for certain moves and stuff like that. Like that giant brick thing that I pulled that move off a ton of times with people. Like whenever I do play with Aizen, I put like a little wall and I try to perform that technique. So honestly, to me, that's the only thing that's real threatening. Okay, it's got fire and stuff like that.
You can see me.
Yeah.
I can see everything.
Oh, I thought they were gonna actually get it. All right. Oh, he throws his glasses away again. He's like,
Did you see that?
oh, Madara, better be careful. Oh, all right, he's got. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Dang.
I would expect nothing more from a human.
Boom. Yep, suicide note on you down.
Tricks. Don't get so full of yourself.
Oh boy. Ooh, okay, he started surfing his first form and stuff. Okay. Ooh, yeah, he's able to crush mountains and shit. Yeah, okay. Ooh, Dimension Bro, you better be prepared. Ooh. What happened? Did he bust out the final form Susanoo? Oh no. Ooh. Okay, so he went 6 paths already. Okay. About to find out. Yeah. Say, nice try. This battle's actually looking pretty fire so far. Split the meteors and stuff so far. Oh, I forget, yeah. Aizen can just keep on transforming and stuff, can he? Like, he can keep evolving. Oh, this is perfect form Susanoo.
Hado 99!
What in the world is that? Oh, that's dragon. Dragon energy. Oh, not bad. Oh, okay.
I love it. The thrill of battle, the pounding of my heart, the taste of my own blood. I love it!
Okay, this is actually kind of freaking me out. Oh, somebody's about to lose.
You almost had me there, you tricky bastard.
No.
Nothing escapes my illusions.
He gotcha. Is it over?
Know your place.
Yeah. Dang. He got him. Wow. Whoa! Did he sure? Yes! He got him! Yeah!
What a wonderful dance.
Let's go! Nice! Let's take it with the Sharingan. Like, he must be able to blind him. He got his ass at the last. I was like, wait, what?
Madera won. He fake died twice for his 5D chess plan, while Aizen only fake died once.
Aizen and Madara were extremely evenly matched in raw power and speed. By
True.
our calculations, Madara spreading the God Tree's roots with his chakra was about 7 times more powerful than the best that Aizen could scale to with his rare Yoku. And both ended up being roughly as fast as each other.
While there are a range of possible feats and numbers to go with to determine their limits, the point is they're always going to be close to even.
Which means
Yeah.
the main thing that mattered here were their powers and how they countered each other. Madara's
True.
enormous variety of abilities eventually overwhelmed Aizen.
While Soul Reapers like Aizen may be invisible to regular people, the Rinnegan allowed Madara to see invisible spiritual beings like his own Limbo clones. Hell, the Rinnegan lets you see and remove human souls, and that's exactly what a Soul Reaper is.
Both Chakra and Rare Yoku utilized spirit energy and operated in similar ways, being formed into attacks like ninjutsu and Kido. That meant that Madara's ability to absorb ninjutsu allowed him to nullify the vast majority of Aizen's range attacks, and even dispel his force fields.
And despite how OP Aizen's complete hypnosis was, Sharingan users can break out of illusions no sweat, even ones as powerful
Right,
as Itachi's
that is true.
Tsukuyomi. And since Madara can switch between the Rinnegan and the Sharingan at will, he'd be able to break out of an illusion anytime he wanted.
Aizen's illusions are nearly perfect, but fellow Captain Unohana was able to subconsciously notice its flaws. With an eye
Right.
as perceptive as the Sharingan, which can spot imperfections in genjutsus all the time, it was only
It's true.
inevitable that Madara would be able to quickly break out.
However, the same couldn't be said for Aizen, who never showed any resistance to the kind of mental illusions Madara can create.
Even setting illusions aside, the sheer quantity of offensive options at Madara's disposal, whether it be his clones, meteors, or monsters summoned by the Rinnegan, kept Aizen constantly on the back foot.
But none of that mattered if they couldn't kill each other, and both had
Right.
pretty insane healing factors that could recover from just about anything, except for those pesky 8 balls of doom.
Madara's truth-seeking orbs were capable of completely molecularly annihilating spiritual beings and preventing them from regenerating. And again, Aizen was a spiritual being.
Since Aizen lacked the ability to do the same irreversible damage to Madara, the Ghost of the Uchiha had exactly what he needed to put this actual ghost down for good.
Aizen was an unbelievably overpowered foe, but Madara's own powers, illusions, and devastating truth-seeking orbs allowed him to crush the ex-Shinigami.
Sosuke should have kept his eyes on the prize. And
Really?
Do you feel any shame at all?
He doesn't. I guarantee he doesn't.
moderately. Ha!
Moderately.
Double pun. Suck it, Wiz.
The winner is Madara
Uchiha. Alright, good to know. Cool beans.
Thank you for watching.
Some people might be like fighting on that, like be like, oh no, Aizen deserved, but I mean, I'm glad Madara won the end, because you know, like the dude's OP. I give him props. Like, you know, I honestly don't appreciate the fact that the way they did him in the end, but. Alright, oh, we got One Punch Man versus who? What the fuck? Wow. Sorry, let me get my thoughts together. Okay, so that's gonna be an interesting death battle to say the least. Saitama versus Popeye. Did not expect that one. This death battle was really good. And I think the fact of the matter is that these were two anime villains that are really like, they are dynamic in the fact that they have waited. They're really cool and similar in the fact that these guys plan a lot of their stuff. They take meticulous time to actually plot out where routes can go for their plans to follow, however, which way they'll figure out. They are invested in powers and stuff like that. Now, the fact of the matter is that with the power of the Sharingan, it is really an OP, like, you know, it's an OP power in anime in general. The fact of the matter is a blade that has hypnotic powers, like, yeah, that is OP. Like, you have no limits. If he's able to trap his friends and stuff like that for hundreds of years in these illusions created by the blade, that's an OP power. The only problem is, though, is you have to look at the blade. Like, for one, like, you know, because, and especially with somebody who's capable of figuring out the weaknesses, and, like, the Sharingan does have the ability to look through the weaknesses of other genjutsus. So it's not like that wouldn't have been a problem. And especially to avoid looking at the blade. I mean, you have one thing, you know, it would have came at you, but it's still, like, if you had a Sharingan, especially as well developed as Madera, and especially somebody who has such meticulous, like, understanding of that property of his, then it's possible to go ahead and see through those weaknesses. And one more thing in regards to the fact, like, the fact is, I thought Aizen's ability to transform, I thought would have given him an edge, but ironically, it's kind of weird to me that they did give the power of the six paths to Madara, because that, you know, it's like, I mean, he does have the ability to summon the 10-tailed statue, but it's also kind of like, to me, I don't necessarily know if that's like, that's okay to say, okay, well, that transformation is like, not like, it's kind of like in regards to like the Super Saiyan transformations, or even like several others, like prior to, let's say, God. Like, to obtain Super Saiyan God, you had to have 5 Saiyans. Like, if you never had God Ki before, you had to have 5 Super Saiyans imbue their heart. Like, 5 good, pure Saiyans imbue their energy into one. That's 6 Saiyans in total. So that, in my opinion, I kind of thought the Ghetto statue was kind of like that assistance in that same regard to the 5 Saiyans willing their energy into one. So maybe the way I'm looking at it is a little bit different, but I don't know. And it could, you know, like, I don't know how they do that thing. And it is the deal, like, again, at the end of the day, death battles for entertainment. It's up to you guys as individuals to figure out who could really win in a death battle. And like they said, it's really even, really close. So I really do give them props for trying to figure this out. But I really did like it. I enjoyed the battle, and I thought for what it was really awesome. It was awesome. Really good, really awesome, really well put together. That is my reaction to death battles: Madara versus Aizen, Bleach versus Naruto. Hey, if you are new to this channel, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Also share this with your friends, family, and strangers. Remember, sharing is caring, y'all. And to comment down below what you guys think of this death battle. Do you guys like it? Do you guys think it was kind of like, who are you hoping to win? Who are you hoping to lose? Were you guys surprised by the outcome of this death battle? And what do y'all think of next death battle? Saitama versus One Punch? Like, or not One Punch, but Saitama versus Popeye? That's no contest. That's no contest. Like, and if they try to pull some bullcrap like that with Popeye, like, I don't know. I'm really gonna be surprised how they do this. I'm gonna be really honestly surprised to see how this goes. But anyway, I'm gonna head out. So once again, thank you all so much for checking this out. I love everybody, and I'll see everybody in the next video or content of Time Guy DBZ. God bless, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Peace.